early morning start on Thailand's Karat Plateau, as I make my final push towards the Friendship Bridge into Laos and the mighty Mekong River. I cross into Laos, sort out my visa, then return to Thailand and continue cycling along the Mekong. This is panga, or pangasius, a freshwater catfish from Southeast Asia. You might also know it as bassa or river cobbler. The fish itself isn't really the controversy, but we'll get back to that. Before we return to the plate, we're going to follow the Mekong across Cambodia, where pangasius has become a huge industry. It was still going to take me a couple of weeks of cycling to reach Laos. So first, time to fill up on some Thai roti. After more than a week of some serious cycling, it was great to finally hit the tracks and trails as I approached the Mekong. I cycled through some incredibly quiet places, including rubber plantations, and at one point I could have sworn I could smell elephants somewhere in the forest. The main roads were dotted with food stalls, including this roadside honey, complete with hives, families getting together to cook, who knows what, longan fruit, or lam yai, as it's known in Thailand. Then my umpteenth stop for Thai roti. It starts with a ball of dough, stretches incredibly thin, and cooked on a hot plate with butter or margarine. An egg or two goes on, sometimes sliced banana, then it's folded up and finished with condensed milk and sugar. While cycling, I generally stuck to food that was freshly prepared and cooked in front of me. Travelling the back roads, I passed plenty of small ponds being used for aquaculture, raising fish such as tilapia and catfish, and sometimes prawns or small shrimp. Then a pit stop for one of the stinkiest fruits in the world, durian, or tu rayang in Thai, and I actually enjoyed it. Although with that smell, it was a bit like eating something that had already died. I spent a couple of months cycling a 4,000-mile loop around Southeast Asia, but of everything I saw, it was the Mekong River that stayed with me the most. And over there, on that far bank, that's Laos. I wanted to explore some of the markets along the Mekong, because this is one of the most diverse river systems for fish anywhere on Earth. The Mekong River Commission lists an incredible 1,148 fish species in the basin, and, unsurprisingly, there are plenty of catfish among them. I think this is tilapia, despite the name of its African origins. Tilapia has been found in Thailand and across Asia for decades. Poor little turtles. Having a tortoise myself, I always feel especially sorry for these little critters. Catfish and tilapia seem to be everywhere in the market. Both are widely found in this part of the world, although I couldn't tell you which particular fish here were found and which were wild caught. Eventually I made my way across Cambodia and into Vietnam's Mekong Delta, reaching Can Tho, where the floating markets were awash with just about everything imaginable. By now, the Mekong wasn't simply a river running alongside my route, it was part of the transport system itself, with ferries carrying people, motorbikes, produce and just about everything else across this maze of waterways. And this is where the pangasius story really comes together. Vietnam's Mekong Delta became one of the world's major centres for farming striped catfish, producing huge quantities of affordable whitefish for export around the world. Most of the farmed pangasius coming out of Vietnam is striped catfish. Bassa is closely related, and the naming can become confusing. In the UK, bassa, panga, pangasius and river cobbler are all names you may come across for fish within the pangasius family. Which brings us back to the recent concern about catfish appearing in British fish and chip shops. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a chippy choosing to sell pangasius, bassa or tilapia, as long as the customer is clearly told what they're buying. The issue is when fish isn't properly identified, or when customers are left believing they're buying a more traditional species such as cod or haddock. And this isn't just about chip shops. I feel they're just being picked on as usual. Misidentification can and does happen elsewhere in the food industry too. So if the menu simply says fish, don't be afraid to ask what species it actually is. Personally, given the choice, I still go for saltwater fish. Panga is mild, meaty, high in protein and works perfectly well in batter, but it wouldn't be my first choice, regardless of the price. And when it comes to traditional fish and chips, I'll take haddock over cod as well. So after following the story thousands of miles through Southeast Asia, let's get back to where it started. Panga and chips. Not in Thailand, Laos, Cambodia or Vietnam, but served in Spain. It's a milder taste, it's a freshwater fish, and you'll find it in more and more chippies all the time because of its price mainly. I can only presume it's batter inside there. Oh, the batter looks nice. That is a nice fish. It's not as firm as our haddock and cod. Nowhere near. That's just batter that's got between the flesh. The panga was absolutely delicious actually. I know it has more of a subtle flavour, but the way it's gone with the batter, but the fish was thicker and but a little bit softer. Hey, there you go, on a fat bike.